Most of the country is seeing a drop in COVID cases, but here in Colorado, the Delta surge carries on. The number of people in our state hospitals with COVID increased again today, up to more than 1,000. Nearly 80% of those people are unvaccinated. Now, we should note the state does count people hospitalized for other ailments who test positive for COVID in its total. Overall cases are also on the rise. According to the New York Times, Colorado is 7th worst in the country when it comes to the increase in cases over the last 2 weeks. 37 states are seeing an end to the recent surge. So why is Colorado struggling so much to get this under control? Well, our Alan Gionet was looking for answers tonight. Alan, those daily case counts here have jumped by nearly 20%.
Quite a bit, Jim. And first of all, it is all about the Delta variant right now. You know, as we get into this cooler weather and people head indoors more, you might expect cases to rise. But of course, we've had a warm fall, so it's probably not that. But consider this, at UC Health's 12 hospitals, their case rate right now, the number of people who have tested positive for COVID-19, is 302. That's the highest number since last December. Ultimately, in part, what this might be is that Colorado is having a realization about COVID. It's a different looking Colorado this fall from earlier this year or much of last.
It's amazing how many people are out and about.
Dr. Michelle Barron believes with a quarter of Colorado's population still unvaccinated, the state's catching up with high COVID case rates over the summer in less vaccinated states.
If you looked at the map, Texas, Mississippi, Florida, we're just being overwhelmed.
We're beginning to see our relative rank go up. We're closer to the top than we were, in part because we're probably detecting more of what's always been there than some of the other places were.
Tri-County Health's Dr. John Douglas points out states with lower belief in COVID have fewer being tested.
They probably weren't detecting nearly as much of the total as we were.
Data in Colorado shows a lot of outbreaks at schools and even assisted living centers.
They were the ones that got vaccinated early on, are more likely to have potential waning. And we also know that there was certainly not as high an uptake in vaccination rate in some of those staff as well.
What hasn't shown up has been infections from outdoor events.
It doesn't seem that we're finding a lot of cases coming out of those Broncos games.
No, I mean, there was a small cluster after the All-Star game. Very hard in those cases to know if it was sitting in the stands or sitting in the bar afterwards or whatever.
Well, think about this. As the doctor, as well as the CDPHE, Colorado's test positivity rates tend to be a good deal lower than many other states. That means if this many people test positive here relative to the total number tested and this many in other states, that may indicate there need to be more tests done in other places. And Colorado businesses may be testing more, uncovering COVID cases that in other places simply might not be found. In Denver, I'm Alan Gionet, covering Colorado First.